Hey, welcome to the Mostly Skateboarding podcast. I'm your host, Templeton Elliott, and I'm joined this week by Patrick Kigongo and Jason from Frozen and Carbonite to talk about pro skaters on YouTube. But first, let's take a visit to Portland via Emile Laurent and Lurk NYC. It's been a good week for Portland content. ASICS served up a 4-course Emile, while Lurk NYC switched coasts and highlighted the city in his new video, Ultraman. Jason, you've never been, so what kind of impression do you get of Portland from these videos?
Beautiful, beautiful city. Lots of roses. Portland is called the city of roses, lots of foliage, flora, whatever you want to call it, moss everywhere, like moss in the cracks on a ledge that people are skating, that kind of thing. Yeah, Portland might be having a moment. The Trailblazers won their playing game. They're in the playoffs. You got these two parts. Plus, I had no idea there were that many cool looking spots there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the spots are cool looking because of that weathered, mossy look. So maybe Portland's having a moment. It's kind of always been percolating, but it seems to be rising to the surface these days. Patrick, you've come and skated Portland. So what's your impression of the city?
Yeah, I've visited Portland 3 times now, twice in the fall/winter and once in the summertime. It is a city of contrasts when you think about those seasons because the winters are grim. It's cold, it's rainy. It's beautiful because it's so green. It's a stark contrast to Southern California, where I've been since 2014. But there are a lot of spots. And kind of digging in here, Ultraman, whereas Emile, it's a lot of, I guess, classic spots, right? It's the Esplanade, which got to skate at Adjacent, which is going to be returning to Portland this summer. I hope I'm not announcing that too early, but book your tickets. It's lit.
Yeah, come through.
Burnside, obviously, but then also, was it DO? Is that really the birthplace of the boneless?
That DO is in Ohio. Dayton, Ohio, maybe? But yeah, that's not Portland.
Oh, God.
That's Ohio.
Shame on me. Actually, yeah, wait a minute. You're right. Because, that was some shit that James Kelcher in his, there was a day in the life. Anyway, you don't have to remove that, Templeton, because that's just me showing my ignorance right here. But those are some crusty banks, by the way.
Yeah, that's like a classic Ohio spot. I don't know who kind of the original iconic skater of that spot is, but it's like an iconic Ohio spot. Jason, do you recognize that spot?
I think it's been around since the 80s. I think it's something like that.
Yeah. This is what happens when you've only seen Memory Screen once. Right. I know it features heavily in there. But back to Emile's part, hitting Burnside the way that he did, getting creative with it. I mean, Burnside is a terrifying spot. Indeed. It's nowhere nearly as dirty as it was in the 90s when it was first coming up. It's generally pointed out as being like the first great DIY of the modern skateboarding, street skating era. But my God. You know what he reminded me of? He's like Bam 2.0. Controlled recklessness.
A little bit. Patrick, what makes Burnside so terrifying or more terrifying than your average bowl?
You know what it is? It's the Mukono skate park before Mukono. I think there's a lot of parallels between the skate park in the DIY in Uganda and the one under the Burnside Bridge in Portland. First of all, it's in a place that was neglected for a long time under a bridge. Cue Red Hot Chili Peppers. Second of all, it's huge. It's not like it was a DIY that was planned out via a master plan. It was built and improved and iterated on over time. The quarter pipes are steep. The walls are steep. It's grimy. It's dirty. It's got, the runoff from the bridge. It's got the exhaust that's under there. People sometimes sleep under there. It's not particularly clean. It's big.
It's big and rough. And the things that you think are smooth or a little bit lumpy, it's not for the faint of heart. When Mike visited, he killed it. Did a switch heel on the spine, which was amazing. But that was the second time in over a decade that I've been to Burnside. That's like strictly for visitors will I go to Burnside. But Emile crushed it. That outside portion is actually probably the most fun and the least intimidating to skate, and like the varial flip axle stall. Like, where did that come from? Who could have predicted that one?
That's Bam. That's Bam chic right there.
Yeah.
Right?
That's Yeah, it is. It is a little like Bam Bam Caveman Child more than
Yeah, I
Bam
mean,
Margera.
like along those lines, for whatever reason, I thought Emile was like a, like a nose pick, yank out, drop in kind of guy. You know what I mean? Maybe because of that Thrasher cover when he was just doing like a rock and roll, but it was like a rock and roll and something that was like 6 inches wide or whatever. But with this part, like he's actually super interesting. Like he has some tech shit. Well, first off, I like organization, and this part is super organized. Like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Right. So he starts off. It's like a Brent Ackley kind of, not homage, but kind of similar type of thing. Like, yeah, like we mentioned, the switch nose blunt, kickflip out or whatever, fake flip out is crazy. Then he does some ledge tech type shit, like that one kickflip nose slide that everyone talked about. And yeah, then the spot in Ohio. And then whatever the last part was, like with that downtown
Earth.
Portland, I don't know. Oh yeah, Planet Earth, like a bunch of shit.
Shout out to Pioneer Square.
Yeah, the brick spot is Pioneer Square, kind of central downtown,
right?
The like living room of the city, maybe.
360 hippie jump, which is crazy, by the way.
Yeah, people talked about the 360 hippie jump a lot as well, and yeah, I don't know if this was an ender, but that one like gigantic nose slide when he was like 15 feet in the air or whatever, that was crazy too. So, yeah, I mean he's an enigma. It's hard to pin down. You know, he can skate all types of terrain. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, Templeton, as a Portland resident, what is it about Emile and Portland that makes such a great pairing? Question 1. And question 2, how do you know when a city is having a moment?
I have trouble with 2 questions at once. Okay, Emile and Portland, what's so great about it? And also, just want to clarify, I do not live in Portland. I live in the suburbs outside of Portland. I never want to do any Portland stolen valor.
Oh, you can claim that. People don't do skaters don't do geography. Santa Monica curbs, everyone calls them the Venice curbs. Dog. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I just want to maintain my journalistic integrity on this show. What is it about Portland? Portland, I don't know what it is about Portland. Like we came out here for the like access to nature, which doesn't have anything to do with skating. Lots of skaters come here. We've got Adidas's headquarters, North American headquarters is here. Nike's headquarters is here. So that kind of pulls a lot of skaters here, you know, who are past their pro years or whatever. So it's kind of like a retirement community for pro skaters. So there's lots of skaters around doing things. Great scene. You know, the weather is bad, but we all seem to get through and find our way, find some covered spots and make it through the long winters. And Emile, he's just, what can I say about Emile that hasn't been said already? He's just like what I call a goblin. He's like the goblin king of skateboarding, like just total wild man. I think he leveled up in this part. Jason, you said you thought he was more of like a nose pick, drop in kind of guy, and I think he is.
A little bit, yeah. That was my initial impression.
He is that, and also a tech guy who's gonna switch nose blunt, flip in. Like he contains multitudes, and I love him for it. And as far as Portland having a moment, I think, you know, like I said, it's kind of a place that draws skaters to it, and there's plenty of stuff to skate if you're willing to work for it. It's not an easy place to skate, but there's spots for those willing to search, maybe size up your wheels, deal with some rough ground.
How rough we talking?
Pretty damn rough. Water is a very strong force over time, and you can see it working all over the sidewalks of Portland.
So then as a follow-up question to that, what's the best time to visit Portland? Because I don't mind it. I can have a good time in whatever type of weather, skating or not skating, but as a skater, you say summertime because the summers are beautiful there. But you know, what about fall?
Early
about
summer,
spring?
Early summer, or like, you know, like late May is probably your best bet. You still might get some rain in May, but that's when the weather is the most temperate. So that's what I recommend. I mean, you could probably say late May is the best time to visit most places in the United States. Let's talk about Ultraman. Lurk NYC was also drawn out from the East Coast to the West and settled here in Portland and got affiliated with an exciting crew of skaters. Patrick, you seem to really like Ultraman. Tell me what you loved about this video.
Okay, first of all, the soundtrack was fantastic. Absolutely nailed it. I think the fact that it was Portland over the space of 3 months, you got to see a whole season, right? a whole season of fits and also a whole season of tricks. It made me want to grab a nice hoodie, some big pants, and a board with some big ass wheels and just get out there and go try some shit. Also, we're the nostalgia cycle in skating being what it is. I think the early Lurk NYC stuff, along with the early bronze stuff, is now coming onto the radar of people who were too young for it. For me, that era of New York skating and Lurk NYC and bronze, etc., is when I started skating again after a decade-long absence. So whenever somebody or anybody within that orbit releases something, immediately makes me excited. So to see that lens work, that perspective applied to a different city, and the fact that it worked so well, oh man! Like the only thing that kills me is the no titles, and also reports of the death of the ride on grind or the cancellation or the illegality of the ride on grind have been highly exaggerated, because there were some nice ride ons. Like, I wish there were titles, but ride on 50-50 backside 360 out, right? Like, oh man! And then also like I think someone is slapping a slappy 50-50 a rainbow rail in front of a courtyard apartment. Oh, and also with all that grass and that moss, it makes you want to like look up a Frontier or a Southwest flight and like get up there ASAP. I mean, Jason, what did you think? I know you're down with Lurk NYC.
Yeah. This video is definitely some cool shit. I had no idea who these guys were except for Sibo Walker, and I didn't really recognize them in there, but what do I know? Yeah, there's some definite rippers in here. Like, I think that one kid that did a tailside kickflip out on this one like neck high ledge or something.
Yeah, it feels like
that's Alex Lebosiek.
Oh yeah, thank you.
He's on Habitat and Adidas. So
we were talking about him before we started recording. He did apparently the frontside flip through the tree. That one spot that looks insane. It looks like a bigger version of the old bubble banks from New York. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a big lump.
Yeah. They put benches on the bubble banks, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. And then they just got rid of them altogether. Yeah, that spot was crazy. Oh, what really stood out, and this is just my own personal thing, is like whoever was wearing that incredible Trailblazers starter jacket or whatever, shout out that dude, because that jacket is incredible.
Oh yeah, the
Walker.
That was Sibo Walker, dude. Oh, someone put there you go.
Yo.
Yeah, that totally threw me off, because I don't like I usually envision him as a kind of like earth tone, like non-graphic t-shirt kind of dude. But yeah, shout out him. That jacket's incredible.
Yo, that jacket goes way too, like, starter jackets. If there hasn't been a long form piece about them, you could probably write a book. Yo, I would love a coffee table book of classic starter jackets and fits of starter jackets, because I mean, just
the starter story would be a 15-minute documentary I would love to watch.
Yeah, like Complex back in the day could have put that together. It would have been all over the group chats. But
man, I'm sure one of those fashion sites has done it.
Oh, what, with that robotic AI voice narrating?
Oh God, no! I don't know. I hope not, or just like Complex or something.
I just need enthusiasts. I want the same way that who's that dude? Post VSOP on Living Proof was talking about his North Face collection. I want some. There's got to be somebody out there who's like, yo, check out my starter collection. Yo, it's like,
yeah, there has to be
15 different Charlotte Hornets jackets in one closet alone, right? Yo,
right. People
would never been to North Carolina, rock that shit with pride all over the world. But back to Portland. I mean, Templeton, what did you think of Lurk NYC training their eye on Portlandia?
I love it. I think that Portland obviously looks really cool on film, and to have somebody with his eye looking at the city is great, and highlighting these guys that for the most part are pretty unknown. There's some known guys. Alex, Aaron Harrington from Polar is in there, Sibo with the trick, but mostly it's kind of unknown dudes that like even I can't quite identify on site, who I've probably skated the same spot at the same time with those guys or something. So I think he did a good job of highlighting what skating in Portland is like right now. And it's cool to see. Definitely made me want to go skate, made me want to go search out spots, because, a lot of these spots I didn't quite know where they are. So there's gems to be found out there.
Templeton, something that I noticed on your Instagram is that you often will show, and you're often wearing PPE. So shout out to you for wearing a mask while cutting concrete, putting down lacquer and such. Like, so you put a fair amount of work into spots around your neighborhood so that you can have something to skate. What do you think would be a big culture shock for somebody coming from, say, LA or New York or Richmond in coming to Portland to skate? Like, let's say, decide like, oh, I'm going to come up to Portland for a summer.
I mean, the ground is rough, like really rough. Like I ride 52 millimeter wheels and it can be hard to find those at skate shops because the shop folks are like, yeah, people don't ride small wheels like that. So it's rough out there. You got to work for your street skating. The parks are pretty good. Some of the older ones are actually getting rough now because the rain does make concrete rough. Like it just does. You can see if you're looking at a sidewalk where there's an awning and like there's like a drip line, you can see how water wears down concrete. So that just is happening all over the city for 9 months of the year.
Yeah, I ride 52s as well. So you think I should go up to like 54?
I mean, I'm never going to tell somebody to size up, but after watching this video, I literally was thinking today, I was like, should I size up my wheels? So we'll see. That'd be a huge step for me, and I don't know if I'm ready to make that kind of
same
change.
But like, it might be one of those things where like you do it and it's like, oh, what the hell did I do? And then you just get used to it, and it's, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's just tough for me to get used to things when I don't skate like, as regularly as I would need to really have a good time on some new wheels.
What about scene wise? Like, where's, for example, if you don't know the place at all, you're rolling up Dolo, where's a good place to say, all right, I'm going to go out and maybe try to meet some people to skate, just pull up and just do my thing?
There's a lot of skate parks in Portland. So I would just go to either the nearest skate park or the skate park that best fits your style of skating. And then you'll probably meet people from there. Other than that, like if you're not a park skater, there's a few curb spots where you could meet some people, and that'd be a way to connect with the older generation. Or there's the Black Cat. This is Templeton chiming in from the Edit Bay. It's actually the Cat's Paw Saloon, which is a bar owned by Mickey Reyes.
Wait, he's up there?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I live outside of Portland. I don't get out much, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about getting connected in the scene.
What's your favorite shop that's local to you? What's your favorite shop in town?
I usually go to Stronger Skate Park. It's an indoor park that's pretty close to me. I feel like indoor parks, it's like a really tough business. So anytime I can support those guys, that's what I'll do. So I'll go to Stronger or I'll go to Commonwealth. The last board that I bought at Tactics because Commonwealth and Stronger did not have my Gray Eagle. So had to go to the big corporate, but Tactics does support the scene. They put on events and everything like that. So it's not, I didn't feel dirty buying from them.
Shout out to the Eagle.
Big shouts to the Eagle. Big shouts to Jim and the folks at Deluxe for hooking that up.
Someone who's new to Portland, where should they go eat? What food should they try?
There's so many kind of classics like Voodoo Donuts or Pine State Biscuits or something. Those are fine. I mean, I don't really think Voodoo Donut is actually very good. That's like the cliche local thing to say. Pine State is as good as advertised. I like a little Italian spot called La Buca. So everybody should go check out La Buca. Super nice people there. Great food. And that one's a little bit not off the beaten path, very conveniently located close to Da Vinci, which is the summer skate spot. But yeah, it's not one of those talked about restaurants, but it is very, very good. So I'll leave it at La Buca.
All right. So y'all got your travel guide. Call Templeton. If you're going to Portland, you got to check in with Templeton. Yeah. Even though he doesn't live in the city, you got to check in.
I may or may not be able to skate with you. All right. We ready to move on? Move on from Portland through the internet tubes to YouTube?
Yes.
YouTubers have historically been corny, a way for folks to make it outside the industry. These days, we're seeing a lot more legit pros turning to YouTube, not for their whole thing, but planting a flag and claiming space there. Brad Cromer and Ryan Lay are doing cinema verite type stuff, while Mingus Gamble and Pedro Delfino are taking us behind the scenes of the life of a pro skater. Patrick, is this new approach hitting, or is it as corny as ever to be on YouTube?
If we're talking about vlogging, I think that YouTube is a far better platform than, say, Instagram or TikTok. Number one, because it's a lot easier to navigate things. I think the search function on YouTube is far superior to that on Instagram or on TikTok, number one.
Yeah,
I think that number two, it feels like folks who are producing stuff for YouTube are taking a little bit more time or creating content that has a little bit more effort behind it, and it's actually something that's noticeable. And I think once you are correct, I think previously or up until very recently, it kind of felt like why are we watching this? But you know who I think helped turn the tide? It's Ben DeGroote from Canada, talking about being a 90s skater, working a day job, getting back into skating, and kind of just working through what some of us might call madness. But, you know, him like explaining differences in wheelbases, like skating different parks, talking about different shoes, different shapes and things like that. It was actually informative. And it was, especially for, you know, guys our age, it kind of felt like, oh, he's speaking to us. And there's people doing that for every age group, every demographic. And let's keep it 100. I feel like it looks better, feels better on YouTube. If you're talking about just clips, Cater is out here posting stuff on YouTube. And I think, you know what? Like I think he provided some much needed cool, right? If we're not talking about content creation, his is like the right mix of skating plus lifestyle. Think about it like a less produced Jet Lag Brothers, if you remember that series, which was fantastic, by the way.
But that sounds cool.
Yeah. But like, Cater on YouTube is tight. I mean, Jason, what are your thoughts on the impending, like this new wave of skate YouTube, non-corny skate YouTubers?
Yeah, well, YouTube has several things working against it. It still kind of has that like clickbait scammer energy, like people trying to monetize stuff. Mostly good. Most of the time, YouTube is good for like old hardcore shows or old Howard Stern content. The UI, it isn't as stylized as Instagram. I'll never figure out, or I haven't figured out, or will never know why skaters kind of gravitated towards Instagram and not YouTube. Might have something to do with the UI, but
I don't think it's UI. Sorry to interject, but I think it's the other content that is available on Instagram, and I'll let you all listeners use your imagination about the other things you can find.
A ton of shit. Personally, I'm off Instagram. Like, it just bums me out. I don't feel like posting the story anymore. I'm off it. It's just like the hardcore shit on there is pretty good, and some of the skate shit. But like other than that, it's like, dude, it's the same girls at the same gym, like taking the same picture. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you made a really good point with Cater and kind of like vlogging with like a mix of lifestyle and a mix of skating. Because Instagram is like, it's just like trick. I was reading the recent interview with Tyshawn Jones in Hypebeast or on Hypebeast, whatever type of platform it is, website or magazine, and he says, I quote, If I was a kid now and I saw the Kai Cenats of the world sitting at a computer desk and making millions of dollars, why would I want to go get hurt? It just doesn't make sense. And they're more famous, they're more lit, they probably get more girls, they're getting swarmed outside. For a young kid who's enticed by that, I would think they see those perks more. And that's one of the problems with skateboarding. No one is showing the lifestyle anymore. All right, I've always been super proud, but sometimes I think, should I show more of the things I've been able to get from skateboarding? Maybe that would show people that this is an avenue if you do it right.
My man is pushing a big body Benz and has a warehouse in Jersey. That's the lifestyle content we need.
Yeah. I would love to see a TJ YouTube channel.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, pull back the curtain, but he makes a really good point. Like when you see some dude's video part, A, it's disconnected from a brand. B, it's disconnected from the culture, lifestyle, being cool, all of that shit. And like even with Menace, for example, it wasn't real lifestyle footage, but there were some lifestyle elements that made them like as fucking cool as they were. So
Menace would be doing numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like when I was getting ready for the podcast, I was like, I would kill to have like a World Industries vlog or whatever.
Bro, can you
You know?
imagine 1995, 1996 if you had today's technology for that era?
Right. Like
Yeah.
what's Stephen Callis putting on his YouTube channel?
Insane
Like
shit. Like
1997.
rocking like the dopest gold chains and polo. Can you imagine like say, yeah, like, yo, what's good? We're in the van right now. We're going to Vancouver, BC, Slam City Jam, or like the Europe. Can you imagine like
Yeah, I mean,
HD footage
unbelievable.
of Europe 95, 96?
So, but yeah, that being said, there are a few dudes who are doing that. Like, well, first of all, gotta shout out Mark Gonzalez, who's been on the YouTube platform doing his thing forever. I mean, his videos are, as you might expect, pretty artistic. They're like 45 seconds to a minute long, but he's been on the platform for a minute. Our boy Ryan Lay, he's been doing it for a minute. Cater, like you mentioned.
It's interesting. Like Ryan Lay and Brad Cromer have like this cinema verite style where it's just like fly on the wall. Like I was talking to somebody about this, and like at times it feels kind of sad. Like Ryan is out there alone in the desert skating, and like it's kind of just makes it doesn't make skating look fun or cool or enjoyable. But then there was a recent episode called Alpine Glow where he's in the Alps on some mountain hardware trip and just goes out into this Swedish mountain village skating, trying to find whatever he can find. And that was like pure cinema. Like I love that. So those Ryan Lay and Brad Cromer have pretty interesting takes on YouTube.
So
yeah, definitely. I mean, and like Tyshawn said, there are no more rock stars anymore. Like streamers are the new rock stars. Skaters used to be rock stars as well.
Now we drink smoothies and go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, there's still some, but yeah, that's a definite point that makes skating, you know, a thing you want to get into is like the whole lifestyle element. I mean, even like in the 80s, it's like, oh, there's a soy, like he's from Hawaii, gets all the girls, blah blah blah. You know, it's like always been a thing.
So
right, I mean, he was a literal rock star at the time.
Oh yeah,
yes,
you know, like as close to a rock star as a skateboarder can be.
Oh, he set the template. You know, there had been flamboyant, wild, crazy skaters before him, but Hosoi did it at the dawn of the video era and at the peak of the big 80s contests. And so, Jason, like going back up to your point about that was raised in that Tyshawn interview. Shout out to Christian Kerr who did that.
For sure.
Interview. Friend of the pod. It touches a raw nerve if you think about it, because on one hand, we've all just come from Slow Impact a couple months ago and talking about what a fun, communal, great energy and vibe and everything like that is. And that part of it is that, you know, there's aspects of skating that have grown up. But you're right. The crazy shit is happening in streaming world. And 90% of it, I think, is trash. And I think that there's a lot of horrible influences that come from it. But at the same time, I acknowledge I'm a 43-year-old man. That stuff is not for me. And it feels like some aspects of skating, you know, we've talked about, you know, we've discussed chapter and verse about is skating becoming an old head thing? And how do you bring back that cool factor? Like think about that Kareem Campbell day in the life from 411 ages ago and just how cool it looked. You know, he's going to a video premiere. You know, he's got a cool car. Like, who's like that now? Who's somebody right now who just makes you like, yo, I want to be like that skater. I want to live like that. I mean, Tyshawn is one of them, but Tyshawn's 27. Like, he's birthday is 98. So yeah, he's 28 now, I guess. Yeah, he's coming on 28. So I mean,
yeah, that's a good question. Because Cater, I guess you could say.
True.
Right.
But even Cater, he's a late. Like Cater is not like wildin'. He's just like he likes to.
Not anymore.
He likes to.
Yeah, I just think you can't really. I don't think you can really do it like that anymore. You know, like if you wildin' too hard, that might jeopardize your Adidas contract, and that's like, you know, real money at stake. Whereas before, you know, just your biggest sponsors were probably stoked if you were wilding out. They're like, yeah, that's great marketing. And, you know, we don't really have shareholders that are holding us accountable for anything.
So where does like someone like Niger fall into this? Because, you know, he was out there, you know, before his accident, you know, that really bad slam he took recently. You know, he was out there motocross, you know, having house parties, you know, getting crazy, getting into a lot of trouble, even getting into trouble with the cops, among other things. Like,
I mean, honestly, like, yeah, he probably makes the skate lifestyle look cooler than anybody else in skating right now.
Not to me, but
But,
cool
I mean,
to.
yeah, I mean, to me, like, I don't know, like Dylan Jabe, I guess, probably makes skating look cool, but he's just like a random white guy who's good at skating. Like, there's not that much to grab onto, but like a guy who skates and parties and like does wild shit on a motorcycle, like that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like
I
from just
think
like a
Nigel has some of that energy
But
as
even he's
well.
old. Like he's not young anymore. I guess when he
yeah
was a bit younger, he was locked in contest wise. Like part of him living this lifestyle now is a reaction to having such a strict upbringing and
yeah
being
Nigel
basically
Unchained.
Yeah,
being forced to skate. But the thing is, it's like it's like trying to you can't like with the streamers. I think it's almost like because it initially started off as people streaming video games, and now it's crossed into a space where you look like a Kai Cenat or I Show Speed. Like they're out there traveling, they're going all over the world and such. I saw a video of Speed in Algeria, and he was having a bit of a France Fanon light bulb moment. He's just like, everything here looks like France. It's like they did this intentionally. And it's like, you're almost there, young man. You're almost there.
that's pretty
These
funny.
guys, like they're like the lifestyle has taken off. It's no longer just about watching them doing something.
Yeah, the streamer thing is something I know nothing about. I do know a few Call of Duty streamers, but yeah, the whole I don't even know like what type of content Kaisen and them do or whatever. But I
Yeah,
don't
the
know
only
too much like
streamer
it,
I
guess.
know of is Gifted Hater, who's like I don't
Yes.
really consume that content, so it's just I can't really speak on it.
Even he like he is self-described like he is like, yeah, like I'm out here streaming and such, but he has some pretty strict parameters about like what and how he examines skating and talks about it, and is quite strict about it too, quite militant about it. So, and it's not like we're not getting Gifted Hater lifestyle footage.
Right.
No.
It's like it's him in a room talking about skateboarding and going into pretty serious depth. But yeah, like Jason, like again, like you surface like I said, I'm repeating myself, but you surfaced the point. Like, is skateboarding suffering a crisis of cool? You remember, like, think about like old ABC News, Peter Jennings. Like, this feels like this would be a great special report. You'd get all the skate podcasts together. We'd have a big ass round table.
Yeah, maybe
I mean,
it's kind of it reminds me of there was this discussion on Twitter about rap music and how kids don't like rap music anymore or really listen to it. It's not like aspirational anymore with the Gen Zers, and yeah, maybe so. Maybe it's a similar type of thing. Something blows up in the 80s, has a run, and it still exists, but it's kind of not as aspirational or whatever, or not the thing. I don't know.
It's not at the center of the culture. There was like
Yeah.
we are all old enough to remember rap music going from the fringe to alternative cool to mainstream to being global superstar music. And now it's entering a new phase and nobody really can quite put their finger on what it is. Like, rap music is still important, hip hop culture is still with us, but it's not what it was in 2000.
I have a theory that money is kind of at the root of all this stuff. Like the cool counterculture stuff is stuff that doesn't make money. So it's the stuff on the fringes, the stuff that like you got to be cool to know about. And once it gets to a certain point, it's just like, yeah, we all know about skateboarding. We all know about hip hop. Like, it's just not that interesting to be someone who's into that kind of thing like it was when we were growing up.
So what you're saying is it's all about drum and bass and scooters.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, like get into garage music or something.
Original pirate material. You're listening to the streets.
But anyway, back to YouTube. Yeah, I think when kids get into skating, that's what they watch. But I kind of think like they don't like watch videos of their favorite brands. Like, oh, let me find the new Plan B video. Or they just kind of like watch whatever. They'll look up kickflip, how to kickflip. And go with the algorithm. So it's kind of different.
Yeah, definitely different than magazines and videos and brands kind of deciding what's cool, deciding who gets in the magazine and stuff. It's just an algorithm deciding what to move to the top of your, what's new page or whatever. So it's a different world out there. What do you guys want to see from these pros who are on YouTube? Like Cater and Ryan Lay and Brad Cromer, like what kind of content would you be stoked to see?
Oh, from anyone, just like we mentioned before, like a mix of like behind the scenes and lifestyle footage and some skating. Maybe
Cool
some
cars.
cars, yeah, car shit. Like along those lines, like Jamie Foy would be a good YouTuber if you wanted to. Like cars, jet skis, whatever.
Yo, actually, Jamie Foy, cars, fishing,
Cars,
like
like yeah, dude. Like what else do you need? Cars, fishing, skating, jet skis.
I don't even need the skating. Like the cars, dog. This is he's that's the tip of the iceberg. That's right there. He's got fast, loud cars, jet skis. He goes fishing, and he's not just like, oh, I'm just like casually going fishing. Like this man fishes. Like who's another skater back in the day? Oh, I'm thinking about Day One making fun of goldfish in Trilogy.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what he expects to catch, but like I need stuff. Because that's the stuff that made music videos cool back in the day. You see some cool cars, some cool motorcycles. Like if you're into like Rough Riders type shit and you're doing wheelies and you got cool ass jackets, like I need stuff that is so outside of the norm that gets me excited. It's like, yo, this person's living a cool, like you pull up in a big body Benz with a crazy sound system. Yeah, I need that. I need that footage. Because it's not coming
Jamie.
in.
Jamie, I know you're listening. Get on YouTube. Let's see that lifestyle, man.
He's American muscle car man.
Yeah, he's more of a muscle car type of guy, I was gonna say.
But yo, Mercedes, actually, you could hook him up. If Honda wants to send me, because the new Integra has a 7-speed manual.
What?
Yes, I need that. Like, the Honda Fit is alive and well. But
the Fit is go again?
No.
Well, you drive a Fit. Sorry,
I drive a Fit. My Fit is 11 years old now. It is actually
nice.
11 years, almost exactly 11 years ago. I got that car, and I love it. And the recent Acura Integra, 7-speed manual. Like Honda of North America, y'all are based in the beautiful city of Torrance, California, which is just 15 minutes south of me. This could be a very easy delivery. We can make some arrangements for the rest of the gang. Like hook it up. Actually, car company should get into skateboarding.
I was listening to The Bunt this morning, and Ishad got the hookup from BMW at a certain point.
Dog, so, there you go. Because, there's often people talking about like, oh, young people don't want to drive. It's like, because they don't see cool people driving.
I mean, driving is kind of a pain in the ass too.
Not if you have a cool ass car.
Yeah. But and
I've never had a cool car, by the way.
Driving is just a means to an end of like getting out and doing cool shit. And I feel like getting out and doing cool shit is not as popular as it once was. Because you can watch videos on YouTube of your favorite skater or some of your favorite skaters.
But you remember, Adam McNatt got, more or less lost his career about his, it was an offhanded comment, but I think people in the industry took it the wrong way. He was complaining about how all of a sudden you got a gold chain and a Honda Civic. And like you're cool in skating. I was like, dog, that was skateboarding's American dream back in the day. He basically like I think some people thought he was talking shit about Menace. I think he was that was the American dream in 1996, 1997. Yeah, from 1993 till 2000, the American dream in skateboarding was a gold chain, Honda Civic, preferably with rims, right? And an apartment somewhere in central LA, preferably in Hollywood.
Yeah, but all that is like pretty attainable. You know what I mean? And that's kind of also at that time, that was kind of like the rap American dream. And now it's like you got to have a supercar and a mansion and all this shit. And it's just like not as attainable.
That was attainable. That we need to skateboard. Like you need to have a car that has just enough swag. And, you need to have a little piece, you don't need to be out here looking like Slick Rick, but a gold chain, maybe a nice earring and a Honda Civic and a place in Hollywood, man.
Damn, maybe I need to like put a little work into my Subaru and get a gold chain.
Yo, dog, you got the Subaru. Like, do you have the outdoor package?
No, it's pretty stock and it's an 05. So,
that means it's a well-seasoned vehicle.
Yeah, it gets the job done out here in the Northwest.
Yeah. We need to bring swag back to skateboarding. That's it. That's what's missing. Swag is missing.
All right. I would be stoked to see more swag coming back into skateboarding. Which brings us to the part of our show where we talk about what we're stoked on. Jason, what are you stoked on this week?
Stoked on Venture Trucks out of San Francisco, California. Still stoked on the United Blood Hardcore Fest I went to last weekend. It was like 38 bands or something over 2 days. Specifically stoked on Marauder and Crush Your Soul. Hopefully I can go again next year. Stoked on, a favorite of this pod. We've praised him many times. Tyler Surrey has a little followed segment on Pocket Skate Mag, like a Day in Life type of thing. And stoked on another podcast, The Right Time with Bomani Jones, famed sports journalist. Recently did a 2-part series about Prince, just nerding out about Prince's music pretty much. It was pretty dope. Patrick, what are you stoked on this week?
So this week I am stoked on Spitfire Wheels. In the video department, Magenta has a new offering called Headquarters. Shout out to all the homies in Bordeaux. 2 articles I've been enjoying. One is a whistleblower piece by my homeboy Yosef, who got terminated illegally from the Kennedy Center, and he decided to break his NDA and write about it. Shout out to him. Shout out to all my federal workers out there. And then a companion piece to that is a joint called The Future of Everything is Lies, which talks about the hyper marketing of AI and how that's kind of clouding our ability to assess the needs, the technological needs and use cases for AI. And finally, we've been talking a lot about Portland. I'm very stoked on some of the finest men's fashion journalism out there. It's called The War Report, written by street soldier Jamie Carey, who's based in Portland right now. It's just, oh my goodness. Style guide, polemics about all types of things. Like, subscribe to it now. Cancel all your other Substacks. Subscribe to this. Templeton, what are you stoked on?
Damn, I like that. Cancel all your other subscriptions. I am stoked on a new curb that I got going a couple weeks ago. It's a double-sided curb, endless length, 6 minutes from my house. So very stoked about that. Also stoked on the Skate Music Show. It's not a podcast, but it's an internet show. Milan's G. Quigliano repurposes the soundtracks of classic skate videos to create hour-long mixes for your listening pleasure. It's how it's described. He has guests come on to kind of like curate a list or a playlist. He had the guys from Village Psychic, Josh Stewart. Who else?
Ted Barrow.
Ted Barrow was on it. Yeah, great cast of characters. G. Quigliano, if you're listening, I'm going to put out a request. Let me get the Dan McGee episode. That's whose playlist I want to listen to.
No, you should listen to us. Are you kidding? You'll have a whole international journey with the Mostly Skateboarding crew. Bell and Sebastian, Swedish death metal, Hyro deep cuts that are sourced directly from cassette. They got all type of hiss on it. We should be on the next episode.
It would be a journey, no doubt. But I just want the Dan McGee episode. I'd be extremely stoked about that. That's it for our show this week. Be sure to check out mostlyskateboarding.net for links to the things that we talked about and other show notes. Until next time, you can keep up with us all week online. Patrick, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram under the handle @PKigongo. Other than that, catch me in real life. Jason, where can the people find you upon the internets?
Still on the Twitter @Carbonite1994, on Instagram sometimes @Frozen Carbonite, and writing stuff for quartersnacks.com. Templeton, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram @MostlySkateboarding, and you can find the show on YouTube @MostlySkateboarding. See you guys next week. Maybe.
There.
Might take next week off. Got some work stuff and travel stuff.
Original pirate material. You're listening to the streets. Lock down your aerial. Make yourself at home. We got diesel or some of that homegrown. Sit back in your throne. Turn off your phone, cause this is our zone. Videos, televisions, 64s, PlayStations. Web Henry with precision. A few herbs and a bit of Benson. But don't forget the Rizzler.